So we continue reading from Caitanya Caritamrita. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We are on Adi Leela, chapter 4, text 209. Kama Gandhahina Swabhavika Gopi Prema Nirmala Ujvala Shuddhayena Dagdahema. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The natural love of the gopis is devoid of any trace of lust. It is faultless, bright and pure, like molten gold. So the natural love of gopis, there's no lust in there. Right now, what we are thinking is love is lust. We in this material world, we have no idea of what pure love is. That is there. It's there in each and everyone's heart. We each of us have it, but it's just been covered. Now, how do we uncover it? By chanting, by hearing and chanting. We have this natural love that the gopis have. Krishnera Sahaya, Guru Bandhava Priyas, Priyasi, Gopika Haina, Priya Shishya Sakhi Dasi. The gopis are the helpers, teachers, friends, wives, dear disciples, confidants, and serving maids of Lord Krishna. So they are helpers, they help him, they teach him. Teachers, imagine he's the Lord, and yet he says, oh, the gopis are my teachers. Friends, wives, then disciples, they are his teacher and they are his disciple also. Confidants and serving maids of Lord Krishna. So each of us have the love. Of course, there are 5 different ras, depends on what ras we are in. So Sahaya Guru Vashishya Bhujishya Bandhava Striyaha Satyam Vadami Te Partha Gopya Kimme Bhavantina. O Partha, I speak to you the truth. The gopis are my helpers, teachers, disciples, servants, friends, and consorts. I do not know what they are not to me. This verse was spoken by Lord Krishna in the Gopi Premamrit. So, Gopi Premamrit, Lord Krishna is speaking to Arjun. Arjun is, Krishna is telling to Arjuna. Parth. Parth is another name of Arjuna. So, O Parth, I speak to you the truth, he's saying. The gopis are my helpers, teachers, disciples, servants, friends, and consorts. I do not know what they are not to me. That's why the gopis' love is the highest, is the most purest. It's all encompassing, the gopis' love for Krishna. Gopika janena Krishnera manera vanchita prema seva paripati ishta samnihita. The gopis know Krishna's desires and they know how to render perfect loving service for his enjoyment. They perform their service expertly for the satisfaction of their beloved. So the gopis know that what Krishna wants. They know his desires and they know how to fulfill his desires. They know how to, that, okay, he has this desire and they know how to fulfill the desire and to make him happy. That's how they perform their service expertly for the satisfaction of Krishna. Their desire is, I want to make Krishna enjoy more and more. We say, why should Krishna be the enjoyer? I should be the enjoyer. Why should he enjoy? Why does he want to enjoy so much? That's why we are here in the material world, trying to enjoy. And in that trying to enjoy, we are, in fact, suffering in that, because he is the original enjoyer. And we can enjoy in relation with him. That is our position. Man mahat mayam matsaparyam makshraddam man manogatam jananti gopika partha nanye jananti tatvataha. O Parth, the gopis know my greatness, my loving service, respect for me, and my mentality. Others cannot really know these. This verse was spoken by Lord Krishna to Arjuna in the Adi Puran. So in Adi Puran, Krishna is speaking to Arjuna. What he's saying? The gopis know my greatness. They understand how great Krishna is. They know is how to love him so much. They know how to serve him. They respect him so much. They understand what's Krishna's mentality. What is Krishna thinking? What is Krishna feeling? What is Krishna's desire? The gopis know that. He's saying others cannot really know it. It's the gopis who actually know it. In fact, they understand it. In fact, they understand the heart of Krishna. They understand the mind of Krishna. Se gopi gana madhye uttama radhika rupe gune saubhagye preme sarvadhika. Among the gopis, Srimati Radhika is the foremost. She surpasses all in beauty, in good qualities, in good fortune, and above all in love. Among all the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the most exalted. She's the most beautiful, the most qualified, and above all, the greatest lover of Krishna. So all the gopis, they know Krishna so much. They understand him, they love him. And yet there is another one. There is amongst the most perfect, there's still a more perfect gopi, Srimati Radhika. She is the most beautiful. She has the best qualities. And in good fortune, she's the most fortunate. And above all, her love is the sweetest. Her love is the most sweetest. Yatha Radha Priya Vishnos Tasya Kundam Priyam Tatha Sarva Gopishu Saiveka Vishnur Atyanta Vallabha. Just as Radha is dear to Lord Krishna, so her bathing place, Radhakund, is dear to him. She alone is his most beloved of all the gopis. This verse is from the Padma Puran. So Padma Puran says that who's the dearest to Krishna is Radharani. And Radhakund is very dear to him. Why? Because Radhakund is very dear to Radharani. Why? This is where they have their loving pastimes, at Radhakund. So Radhakund is very, very dear to Krishna. She alone is most beloved of all the gopis. So, most beloved. Trailokye Prithvi Dhanya Yatra Vrindavanam Puri Tatrapi Gopika Partha Yatra Radha Vidamama. O Parth, in all the three planetary systems, this earth is especially fortunate, for on earth is the town of Vrindavan, and there the gopis are especially glorious because among them is my Srimati Radharani. This verse spoken by Lord Krishna to Arjuna is cited from Adi Puran. So what is Krishna himself? He's saying Trailokye, in the three worlds, this Prithvi, this earth that we are on this earth. So he's saying out of the three worlds, the lower planetary systems, the middle planetary systems, upper planetary systems. So even more fortunate than the Swargalok, we will say, oh, Swarga is higher, the heavens, more pleasure, so much more pleasure. Or Brahmalok. But no, Krishna is saying this earth is fortunate. Why is this earth especially fortunate? Because there's Vrindavan here. Vrindavan is the Dham. Vrindavan is the Dham, is spiritual. And then in Vrindavan, why? They're the gopis. Gopis, because the gopis are there in Vrindavan. And then why the gopis are glorious? Radharani is there, because Srimati Radharani is there. That's why it's so glorious. So how fortunate we are to be on this earth, where Vrindavan Dham is, where the gopis were there, where Srimati Radharani was there, and it was just 5,000 years ago. So Radha Saha Krida Rasa Vriddhira Karana Arsabha Gopigana Rasopakarana. All the other gopis help increase the joy of Krishna's pastimes with Radharani. The gopis act as the instruments of their mutual enjoyment. So what do the gopis do? They are not fighting in competition. Oh, why does Krishna like Radharani so much? He should like me. Why should she give him the most pleasure? I should be the one. Over here we do that, right? We have that envy. Why should he or she be the great one? I should be the most important. But what is the spiritual world? There is no envy. There is no envy in the spiritual world. So what are the gopis doing? They see that Radha and Krishna are the one, that Krishna can get joy only by Srimati Radharani. And Radharani can get joy only by Krishna. And so they arrange these pastimes. They make these meetings between Radha and Krishna so that they can enjoy more and more. And in this way, the gopis feel happy. It is said that the gopis are divided into 5 groups, namely the Sakhis, Nitya Sakhis, Prana Sakhis, Priya Sakhis, and Parama Preshta Sakhis. So there are 5 groups of Sakhis. The gopis are the Sakhis, the friends. Nitya Sakhis, Prana Sakhis, Priya Sakhis, and Prema Preshta Sakhis. All these fair complexioned associates of Srimati Radharani, the Queen of Vrindavan Dham, are expert artists in evoking erotic sentiments in Krishna. I'm sorry, please excuse me. So, what is it? That the Sakhis, the friends of Srimati Radharani. Who's Srimati Radharani? She's the queen. She's the queen of Vrindavan Dham, Vrindavaneshwari. She's Vrindavaneshwari. She's the queen of Vrindavan. And what do the Sakhis do? They are expert artists in evoking erotic sentiments in Krishna. Now we will say erotic means lust, but that is our material mind. When we are speaking about Krishna and the gopis, it's totally pure love. There is no sentiment of lust in there. The Parama Preshta Sakhis are 8 in number, and in the ecstatic dealings of Krishna and Radha, they side sometimes with Krishna and at other times with Radharani, just to create a situation in which it appears that they favor one against the other. That makes the exchange of mellows more palatable. So the Parama Preshta Sakhis, they are 8. The Parama Preshta Sakhis are 8. And then sometimes they take side of Srimati Radharani. Sometimes they're taking side of Krishna. Why they're doing that? Just so it's more exciting. The pastimes are more, dramatic. There is more love to be experienced, more excitement. That's how they try to create the situation. We also like to watch, there's some drama. Oh, what's going to happen? Oh, this one said this. Oh, that one said that. But we are doing it all on material platform, which stems from anger, envy, pride, arrogance. A lot of the dramas that we see in the TV serials, there's so much dramatic situation and people get carried into it. But then we see what's the motive. The motive is, envy, as we just said, or pride or arrogance. And the motive, of course, of the filmmaker is just to make the money for fame, or maybe they have some other intention. But the pastimes the gopis are trying to enact, that is based on love. The sentiment is love. The intention is love and how to increase that love. So, Krishnera Vallabha Radha Krishna Prana Dhana Tanha Vinu Sukha Hetu Nahe Gopi Gana. Radha is the beloved consort of Krishna and she is the wealth of his life. Without her, the gopis cannot give him pleasure. So Krishna, who is the wealth of his life? Krishna Prana Dhana, the wealth of the life of Lord Krishna. That is Srimati Radharani. She is the beloved of of Krishna. Vallabha, she's the beloved of Krishna. He loves her to the nth degree. If she's not there, the gopis cannot give him the pleasure that she can give him. And then the gopis are not envious that why can only Radharani give him pleasure? We should be able to give him pleasure. No, they understand because it's their hearts are filled with love for Krishna. Oh, Radharani can make Krishna happy? Yes, let me arrange a meeting so that Krishna can meet Radharani and then he will be happy. That is where their position is. It's coming from a place of love, not lust or not envy. Kamsari api samsara vasana badashran kalam radham adhaya hridaye tatyaja vraja sundarihi. Lord Krishna, the enemy of Kamsa, left aside the other gopis during the Rasa dance and took Srimati Radharani to his heart, for she is the helper of the Lord in realizing the essence of his desires. In this verse from the Gita Govinda 3.1, Jayadev Goswami describes Sri Krishna's leaving the Rasa Leela to search for Srimati Radharani. Gita Govinda is composed by Jayadev Goswami. Lord Chaitanya would like to hear Gita Govinda, which is composed by Jayadev Goswami. Regularly he would hear it. It's they say it's meant for the liberated pure devotees, because they will be able to understand the mood. They'll be able to understand the mood, the love between Radha and Krishna. So that says, Jayadev Goswami says that Krishna, they were there in the Rasa dance. They were there. He's been called as the enemy of Kans. So there is no doubt this is the same Krishna that we are talking about. What did he do? He left the other gopis and he took Radharani to his heart because she can please him the most. So he wanted to be alone with her. She is the helper of the Lord in realizing the essence of his desires. She helps him realize, oh, what am I feeling? What do I want? She helps him realize that she's his own internal pleasure potency. She is his own pleasure potency. So of course she can give him the most pleasure. Who else can give the Lord the most pleasure? Say Radhara Bhav Lana Chaitanya Avatar Yuga Dharma Nama Prema Kaila Prachar. Lord Chaitanya appeared with the sentiment of Radha. He preached the dharma of this age, the chanting of the holy name and pure love of God. So Lord Chaitanya, he came with this bhav of Srimati Radharani, the emotion of Srimati Radharani. We just heard the glories of her love, that Krishna loves her so much. She helps him even understand what his desires are. There's no one else who can give him as much pleasure as Srimati Radharani can. She knows how to invoke the loving potency in him, the pleasure in him, the enjoyment in him. And so with this sentiment, Lord Chaitanya came. And what did he do? He preached the dharma of this age. What is that? Kali Yuga Dharma, Harinam Sankirtan. That preach the dharma of this age, the chanting of the holy name and pure love of God. He came to give us this pure love of God. No one else gave. No one else. Krishna, when he came as himself 5,000 years ago also, he didn't give his own love, but Lord Chaitanya came to give. What we have to do, we just have to receive it. That's all. We have no qualification, but we just receive it. That's all we can do. Take shelter of Shri Gaur Nitai, and in this way we will be able to understand Radha and Krishna. Without taking the shelter of Shri Gaur Nitai, we will not be able to understand Radha and Krishna. We will not be able to approach Radha and Krishna. And the way to get the mercy of Shri Gaur Nitai is by getting the mercy of the 6 Goswamis. And by getting and how do we get the mercy of the 6 Goswamis? We get the mercy of 6 Goswamis through our spiritual master, through the Guru. So we can see how the Parampara system acts. Any comments or any questions? If anyone wanted to share anything or add anything?
They are still telling us the reason, right?
Yeah.
The internal.
Yeah. So
right? We are still discussing the internal reason why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. The third one.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
So that's what they were. So what? So that's why they wanted to explain to us the glory of Srimati Radharani's love, and Lord Chaitanya wants to experience the glory of her love.
Okay. So they want to tell us about the gopis because then we don't misunderstand or we don't judge. So we should know first that who they actually are, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining in today. Thank you for listening in. Shri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.